Hi Libra, hope you guys had a good weekend. This is going to be your reading for the week of February 19th. I'm reading mostly for Sun, Rising, Moon, Venus, Mercury, or Mars placement of Libra, but it could resonate anywhere for you where you have Libra in your chart. If you feel like this message is for you, then take it if it resonates. If not, leave it behind. It was meant for someone else. If you're new, welcome to Somachandra Libra. My name is Carrie Lee. I'm your messenger. I don't put my face on camera very often, but I might a little bit more this week. Keep an eye out for me during my readings. You just hear my voice though. So if you're new, welcome, subscribe and hit the bell so you know when I read for your sign. If you would like to book a private one-on-one reading with me, the link to my website is down below. I also offer other services. You can check that out on my website. All right, let's begin, you guys. So Libra, there's this new beginning that's waiting to be approached. But you're standing at the threshold. Your fate and destiny is really at play this week. You're going to be thinking a lot about the cycles of your life and where you're going. From my astrology oracle deck that they wanted me to use, what came out for you was new beginnings, Aries. Action you take now will yield swift results. Charge ahead with your visionary plans. So if you have these visionary plans, Aries is saying, get off your ass and take action. This is the week to do it, to take action. If you take action right now, it's going to yield really fast results. So it's really time to charge ahead. Scorpio is coming out. The card says the evolution of man and woman. This could be about a relationship, but it does not have to be. Men and women are watching. It's your transformation. Scorpio is about death, transformation, and then a rebirth into something new. Allow transformation to enter your life. You will transform not only yourself, but others as well. So there's a new beginning that Spirit wants you to take action towards. Sorry for that noise, you guys. People are opening and closing their garages below my condo that I live in. It's making that noise. I'm sorry. Happens all day. But anyways, there's this new beginning you're meant to be taking action towards. Spirit wants you to know that it requires transformation. Transformation needs something old needs to completely die and then transform into something new. Okay, so it involves a complete transformation, some kind of a makeover maybe. You need to know that when you transform in this way, it's actually going to have a ripple effect and you could affect other people as well in a positive way. Everyone will transform when you transform, anyone that you touch. But here's a catalyst or a challenge, being mutable. We are cardinal signs. I'm a Libra too. And cardinal signs are leaders, but mutable signs can sort of do it all. They can lead, they can be an anchor or a root system, or they can be a team player. They're very good at adapting. And that's what the card says. You kind of have to be in survival mode. Only the fittest will survive, okay? A new approach may be the solution. Be flexible and adapt. Okay, be flexible and adapt. Something has to die so something can be born anew, and then you need to take action towards a new beginning. They wanted me to use my archetype oracle deck. Of all the decks I have, this is my favorite deck, and I don't use it very often on YouTube. So when I'm asked to use it, it's kind of special. So I felt like Spirit has a really special message for whoever this resonates with because this deck came out. It's significant. The Dead End came out, and also the Threshold. Your catalyst or your challenge is the prayer, and the prayer is in reverse. Tough love moment. You have reached a dead end with something, and there is something new that you're supposed to do. Survival of the fittest. Survive and live or survive and die. You have to be flexible. You have to adapt. I mean, it's hard to hear maybe, but there's a prayer that's just not being answered. You're praying and praying for something. You might be praying for the wrong thing, for the wrong reason, or it's just a prayer that's not being answered. Something you have been doing has reached a full-on, full-blown dead end. It could be a career, a relationship, a cycle that you've been in, and you're standing at this threshold towards this new beginning. But it's almost as if you won't be flexible and you won't adapt. You're not going to get everything you want. Period, the end. Like, you're wanting something to happen and it's not happening because you won't be flexible and you won't adapt, you won't let something die, and you won't take action towards something new. I mean, you can keep standing here at the threshold, babe, but that's not taking a step out. I know it's scary to take a step out, but you've gone as far as you can go with a certain situation, a certain relationship. It's time to take action towards something new. Spirit wants you to be courageous. Courage. Channel your inner Leo. Channel that brave lion, okay? I find the inner strength to face the fear with confidence. So something will scare you. You have to face it with confidence. Also, the card of blame came out, but I don't think you're blaming anyone for anything, but there could be blaming that happens. You may feel like you need to blame something on something or someone. You might be blamed for something, but I don't think it's about blame. I think it's more about the meaning of the card, which says, I accept responsibility for my well-being. This is about your purpose. I know what I'm here to do. You have to be responsible for your own well-being, meaning no one else is responsible for your well-being but you. Unless, of course, you're infantilizing yourself. You're not an infant, you're an adult, right? So we can't ask other people to be responsible for our well-being. We have to be responsible for it. We have to have the courage to move forward. This may be about your purpose in life, what you are here to do. I find it ironic that this message came out because last week, I did a lot of private readings for a bunch of different zodiac signs, and everyone seemed to be in kind of the same energy, which is, I don't know what I want and I don't know what to do. And everyone was really uncomfortable with that. It's okay to not know what you want right now, and it's okay not to know what to do. But I think that some of you do know what it is that you're supposed to be doing. You just are hitting this dead end and standing on this threshold. And I think the issue is it's a struggle to transform and let something die. And it's a struggle sometimes for cardinal signs to be flexible and adapt. We can be kind of bossy. We want things to go our way and we want to be in charge. You might still be able to get something to go your way and you might still be able to be in charge, Libra, but not if you won't take action and not if you keep standing here at the threshold. There's just a prayer that's not going to be answered. So it's time to really let something go and move forward. That kind of has an ouch factor to it. But I think that once you start to manifest, you will be on the right track. The overall energy from the tarot this week is the Wheel of Fortune, fate, destiny, cycles that we're playing out. Where are your cycles leading you? When the Wheel of Fortune comes out, one of the most important things to remember is there will be things that you can control and there will be a lot of things that you cannot control. What can we not control? We cannot control other people and we cannot control the weather. We can only control ourselves. We will have ups, we will have downs. It's time to go with the flow and allow for change to happen. You will have to adapt. Whenever the wheel comes out, it's adapt and overcome. Anything can happen right now. Anything that can happen will happen. What are you doing to make something happen? What part of the wheel are you on? What is within your control? Your catalyst or your challenge is the Hermit. Of a Virgo might quite literally be your catalyst or challenge, like a person that's a Virgo. Also, we had Aries and Scorpio showing up. So if you don't have those placements, those could be some people around you. So there's a need to really search your soul and think about it. Sometimes that can be a double-edged sword. It's like, if you've been in this pattern for a while, it might be time to stop. Because what can happen here with the Wheel to the Hermit is we just go off and self-reflect and go into hermit mode and spend all this time alone, but we're not really taking any action. So that could be a challenge or a problem for you. It might be time to come out of hermit mode. It might be time to mingle amongst others again. But it's also possible that you really need to search your soul and think about what it is that you really want and stop looking outside of yourself and start looking inside of yourself. I get the sense that some of you might be struggling to come out of a shell. Don't overthink it right now, Libra. Just ponder what it is you really want and think about where you want the Wheel of Fortune to go in your own life. What's driving you is the world to the Eight of Cups. Okay, there's the ending. There's the ending. Something is over and it's time to walk away, right? Just let it all go, leave it all behind. There's no more left to learn, right? It is time for change because again, you've hit a dead end and you're at this threshold. This prayer hasn't been answered. It's time to adapt. It's time to transform. It's time to figure out what you're here to do. It's time to be courageous. It's time to accept responsibility for your well-being. And it's like, I can see here through the tarot that it's like, okay, I've left a lot behind me. I've learned a lot of lessons. Turn that knowledge into wisdom. Okay, it's all about the cycles of your life. Recent past and deep within, Ace of Cups and Ace of Swords. There's the new beginning. And I love that aces are showing up with the world and the wheel. It's like, okay, really wanting to let stuff go, really figuring out what it is you want, really paying attention to your own fate and destiny, thinking about the past, present, and the future is what happens when the wheel comes out. You know you want to open up to new cycles of love in your life. You know that you want to have clarity. I think Spirit is trying to tell you, if you allow for the endings and the new beginnings without overdoing this soul searching and letting yourself come out of the shell, you will realize that you're on the right path and your heart chakra will open up. What you're going to be thinking a lot this week. These are always messages from your higher self, the highest version of yourself. That's what this placement is for me. That's what I ask Spirit. What is the messages from their higher self? The Three of Wands to the Magician. What dreams may come? Stay focused on the future, and the Magician is either Aries, Virgo, or Gemini. You did get a card of Aries, so I'm feeling like it's a lot of Aries energy, whenever the Magician comes out, I feel like Spirit is saying to us, show me what you got, kid. You have a natural aptitude for whatever it is that you want to do. You're going to have to be resourceful. You might have to work alone. You might have to make it up as you go. You might have to be a little scrappy. You will have to adapt. The Magician always has to adapt. He only has 4 elements and his own power to work with and his own brain, his own very clever self. That's the Magician. I have to manifest this future. I think you're thinking about letting something go. You either recently let something go and you're wondering, where do I go next? Or you're about to. You're about to. You're on the right path towards something new here. Believe in yourself. Think about your future and believe in yourself. Main action you're going to be taking this week, the Seven of Cups to the Six of Wands. I like that. I like that. I see you stressing yourself out a little bit here because you see yourself as the Nine of Swords. Well, you're an air sign. So am I. That's what we do. 4, 8, 9 of Swords. We do that a lot. We overthink some things. But your action for the week is exploring your options and looking for the path that will lead to success. Watch out for daydreaming about being successful without taking any action towards it. Sometimes the Seven of Cups can mean, I'm just going to sit here and fantasize about success. That will not happen without action. Sometimes success drops in our lap, but sometimes it doesn't. And remember, something kind of tough and a little harsh that Spirit wants to say is, yo, you've hit a dead end. There's a prayer that isn't being answered. So it's time to step over that threshold. So definitely look for new paths to success, but make sure you're really willing to be the manifester here. I feel like Spirit's saying, no one's really going to do this for you, but believe that you can do it. Open up to something new. You really do have to let the past go and just let the chips fall where they may. But this is going to be a struggle because you see yourself as the Nine of Swords. A lot of us see ourselves as the Nine of Swords when we feel overwhelmed and we know we have to manifest something new for ourselves. And it's like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Is it going to hurt? Is it going to be difficult? Probably. Either that or you're imagining worst case scenarios. Here's the thing though, and the Wheel of Fortune is reminding you of this. Everything is temporary. Everything is temporary. Your anxiety is temporary. It can be. Your worry is temporary. The way you feel right now can change. if you open up to new paths that will lead to success, if you're willing to manifest, if you're really willing to leave things behind. Now, you may be ending something and just worried about, like, maybe what's going to happen with someone else. I mean, this is something you have to work through, this worry and this anxiety. Don't let it hold you back. Just breathe through it and keep going. I did want to know what the Nine of Swords was about. Because, like, this looks pretty good, but the oracle messages were tough and a little harsh. So I wasn't surprised to see the Nine of Swords, but I wanted a little bit more detail about, why it's here. And what I got is the Page of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups. Yeah. Really waiting for something. Waiting to hear information. It's not coming in, and you're just standing there looking. I always feel like this guy looks so irritated, like he's looking across his own property and maybe looking at the neighbors like, why is their yard so nice? When is my crop going to be ready to sow? When am I going to get to see the fruits of my labor? There's other options here to explore with these 3 cups, but you're not looking in those cups. And there's this one cup you can't get off your mind, but you won't take it. Sort of emotionally stuck here, like waiting for something to happen. Now, this may be a response to someone. Like, you may have walked away from someone, but they just won't leave you alone. And they're waiting to hear from you. So if that doesn't resonate for you, this might be the energy of someone around you just like really bored and stuck and waiting for something to happen. And I think that that's causing like maybe a freeze response or anxiety. Someone maybe kind of feels like what they have to do next is going to take away this emotional stability. 4s equal stability because they're a foundation. So while the Four of Cups isn't sexy and it doesn't feel great, it is creating a familiar stability. But she don't look happy, right? Like, she doesn't look happy. She's got this emotional stability, but she is not happy, just sort of waiting for something to happen. You might be waiting for some news to come in, or someone's waiting for some news. Like waiting to see, maybe waiting for a job offer to come in, for a relationship to come in, something with potential to come in. You might need to give something some time. Like for some of you, Libra, like you literally just walked away from something and finished a cycle. And you might be immediately going, oh my God, when is something new going to come in? Yeah, take a breath. Do you need to replace what you just let go of with something brand new? If the answer to that is yes, take your time and find it. Also, I feel like Spirit is saying, just start taking action towards your future. It's really okay to make something up as you go along. Just use the resources that you have. But the anxiety seems to be coming from like, you might also be second guessing, like walking away from something. Like you walked away and it's like, oh God, should I have done that? Like, what's happening now that I've left? I'm wondering about what's happened since I've left. Oh, I can't stop thinking about that past cycle. That's normal. Okay, it's normal to feel that way. Here is the hidden factor. And I feel like this is truly supporting you. The Star and the Two of Wands. Aquarius is here. And it is like a new age of Aquarius with Pluto moving into Aquarius. It's going to retrograde back into Capricorn a time or two, but this year, but ultimately, like we're still in Pluto and Aquarius in this age of Aquarius. And the Star of Aquarius is saying to you, do not give up hope. Don't give up hope. Come into alignment with your own soul and your higher purpose. That might take some time. Go with the flow. Let go of the old. Just start manifesting the new. Yeah, you're having some anxiety. You might feel like you're in a holding pattern, but don't give up hope. There is freedom. There is renewal. The Star is happy, popular, motivated, and free, and a feeling of freedom and happiness and success. With the Two of Wands coming out, any of you that have watched me for a while, sorry, you guys, my allergies are so bad right now. I have a really scratchy throat. I love the 2 and the 3 of Wands, and I love the Magician and the Star. I mean, goddamn, those are great cards. But the 2 of Wands is really my favorite because it's so much about personal empowerment. Like, I'm going to hold still and I'm going to pick a path to move forward. The world is at my fingertips. And I just need to come into alignment with what really excites me. With the 2 of Wands, I feel like he's really looking for the Ace of Wands, like looking for something with growth potential, looking for something that really lights you up. I feel like the hidden factor in the advice that Spirit is giving you is you just need to hold still and pick the path that excites you the most, that you think has the most growth potential, and be hopeful for something better than what is now a dead end. Like, stand at this threshold while picking a path to move forward and being ready to manifest. You have to work through the anxiety, but still free yourself from what's held you back. Your feelings are actually actions this week. The 8 of Pentacles to the 2 of Pentacles. I think that this is going to be a busy week for you. I think that it's going to be a productive week. Don't forget to look up at all of your accomplishments. Like, some of you may feel like you're on kind of a treadmill this week. Like, you might be doing 2 things at once. You might be balancing a lot, working quite a bit. Like, this is often indicative of like working full time and going to school at night, or being a parent. Like, you do have to do 2 things at once. You kind of have to keep all your balls in the air. I do think you're going to have pretty good executive function this week. Like, just keeping it together, adulting, right? Like, working, keeping all your balls in the air. This might be a decision that you're trying to make about work. Like, what am I working on and why? You do have to make practical decisions. I do think you will be very grounded into the 3D and into reality this week. I think you will feel productive and like you're able to juggle a lot. But I also think you may feel like you have to do 2 things at once. So you're going to be busy. But then the ending is the Page of Cups to the 3 of Swords. Now, that can be feeling vulnerable and pessimistic, but I also noticed the 8 of Wands was at the bottom of the deck with the 6 of Cups. So some of you might be getting messages from a person from the past. It might have been someone you've known for a very long time, because we have children showing up on this card. These could be messages about a child. That's also possible. Keep that in mind. But with the Page of Cups, this 3 of Swords, and this 8 of Wands, you may get a little apology from someone. The Page of Cups is usually a messenger of some kind of vulnerability. It can be an I'm sorry, but it can also just be this moment of feeling kind of childlike. Yeah, I think that some of you may get some messages from someone that says, like, I'm sorry, I'm feeling kind of vulnerable, I'm feeling kind of heartbroken and pessimistic. You may send those messages to someone as well. So you could be the person sending the messages. There is movement happening here, but there's also some heartbreak and pessimism and this feeling of vulnerability. I also clarified this. And I was like, all right, well, what's happening here with this? Temperance, that's Sagittarius. The Moon, that's Pisces. And the 9 of Wands, Death is here at the bottom of the deck. This ending, this transformation, Scorpio. So some of you may get some bad news this week, or just something that's tough to hear. I think you're going to handle it as best you can. You may try to be non-reactive, but it might make you very emotional and moody. You might feel like a lack of clarity, heavy feelings, and also just feeling like really guarded and like you're just hanging in there. This might be a message, like if someone sends you a message, it might be like, I'm hanging in there, I'm hearing like sober, like I'm trying to stay sober, or I'm trying to be calm, but I'm not really sure what I want to do here. I'm just sort of hanging in there in a tough situation. You may get a message like that. You may feel like you don't have much to say to this person. If you're the one sending the message, they might not have much to say to you. It's like kind of like it is what it is. This is just tough and hard. Just hang in there. It may be about an ending of some kind, but this transformation has been happening very, very slowly. It hasn't been happening quickly. Yeah. And that might distract you and derail you from working through these endings, especially if like you recently walked away from something and tried to open up to something new and you're looking for these new avenues. If you're getting messages from a past person, it might pull you away from staying focused on the new beginning. And that might be why you feel like you don't know what to do. I just think you're going to keep yourself busy. When this all came out, I felt like there was some pretty productive shadow work that could be done for you guys, and really seeing something deeper about a dead end that you've reached, and then this new threshold that you have to walk through, knowing that you need to be more flexible, knowing that you need to adapt, knowing, that you have to focus on your own purpose, be responsible for your own well-being, have the courage and the confidence and inner strength to face fear. So I pulled out the Dark Mirror Oracle deck, which I have not used in over a year. It's a shadow deck. I like this deck, but I don't pull it out very often. It creeps me out a little bit. And what came out was, is this me? And hiding your true self. Envious gluttony is at the bottom of the deck too. Some of you will experience jealousy and envy this week. You may look at other people and what they have and be envious, really envious. You may also look at other people around you and be like, they're gluttonous. Like, they just waste the things that they have. They don't appreciate what they have. I would appreciate it more. You may be jealous. You may feel envy, experience envy, but hiding your true self and is this me? Okay, this is a big deal. This is really important shadow work for any of you that this message is resonating with. I feel like there's a lot of tough energy, a lot of tough truths coming out in this reading, which is why I pulled out this deck. I feel like what Spirit and the shadow aspects of the self are trying to say to you is, hey, are you being your true self here? Because we kind of think you're hiding the real you. You might be hiding the real you to fit in. You might be hiding the real you because you're not sure who you are anymore in a situation. This is not a rhetorical question. This is a question you need to literally ask yourself, and the Hermit can help you do it. And that's how we can make this Hermit productive. Like, he can just hide from the world and isolate himself forever, or he can be productive in his time alone out in the desert. Is this the real me? Are you being your true, authentic self right now? And if you're not, you might feel like you're hiding who you really are. And that might be why it's hard to step over this threshold and be courageous. It's hard to be brave and be the real you. It's hard for me sometimes. Yeah, I've rocked the boat and gotten kicked off the boat quite a bit in my life, but not at the expense of my authenticity. Like, we have to be authentic even when we know maybe not everyone wants to hear it, even in the face of rejection, because there are new pathways here that you can forge towards success and recognition. Because the Six of Wands is being like, that's a well-deserved recognition and reward. You can fantasize about it, or you can make it happen. Or you can just start to manifest and explore options that will lead to that success. I feel like some of you have been working hard, but not smart. With the Eight of Pentacles to the Two of Pentacles here. And I think you may reach out to a person and not get much back from them, or they're going to reach out to you when you're not really going to know what to say. Make it clear to people that you can't solve their problems right now because you're very busy trying to figure out who you are right now. It's about getting in touch with who you are. And I also want to leave you with this piece of personal advice, Libra. You know that you get to recreate that, right? You are the person that gets to create who you really are. If you don't like who you are right now, you can work to change those things and become something new and different. It will involve picking a new path, and it will involve being hopeful. And in particular, freeing yourself from old, outdated, antiquated systems and relationships and cycles that are just not working anymore. Yeah, it's not that you should stop praying. It's that there's this one prayer that's just not being answered. So Spirit's saying, choose something new and something different and take action towards it because it's going to reveal who you really are. Yeah. All right, Libra, that's the week of the 18th. I hope it resonates and I hope it helps. Link to my website's down below. I'm going to do a love message for you as well, you guys. So be on the lookout for that. I'm always listening to the universe for you, Libra. Take care. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.